What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl. We just had to get started because we're way past time. I was just slow morning. I was up last night submitting college applications with my son. So he's a last minute person, and I since he was little, he just waits to the last minute to do stuff. So we were up last night, and so this morning both of us was moving slow. He had to get up out of here and I had to come down here, but I had to do all my other stuff first. So go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Let me know you stopped by. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Hopefully you had a relaxing weekend. Hopefully you had a restful weekend. Hopefully your weekend was full of love and joy and relaxation, honey. Hold on. I'm trying to get this thing. So let me make sure this is on. Oh, I need to set a timer because even though I've been charging this thing all morning, I still need to set a timer. So we're down here to talk about the Belle Collective. We want to get that over with. I did not take any notes. I don't remember anything, but this is what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna go to the thing. Um, we're just gonna talk about the episode because to me, honestly, I don't know if it was because I was smoking, but I felt like the episode seemed like it was like I don't know if it was out of order or it just seemed a little disorganized to me. I don't know. Was that just me? That's how I felt. I was just like, what's going on? And then the scene, let me tell you something. The scene with Marie, Glen, and Lateshia when she was telling them about her house getting shot up, that scene was so chopped up. It was so weird. I was like, the way that they reacted to her telling them was not in line with what she told them. I was just like, and then Tamra said that Marie lives in a gated community. Somebody literally, like, they showed the ring camera footage, I guess, from across the street. You could see the little blickies, the little lights, bling, 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 going. Somebody was shooting up her house. Nobody was home, luckily. But I wonder if they found out. Do you guys know if they found out who shot up her house or what was behind that? Do any of you know the tea, like, outside of that? Because I know some of y'all keep up with the stuff um outside of uh, you know online and on social media. So did Marie find out who did that or why that happened or whatever? That particular scene I really did not understand. I was just like, somebody randomly picked your home in a gated community and shot it up. So she so she's moving. Of course I'm moving too. I gotta go. I would be moving too. Girl, we ain't staying here. um they start off where they left off, where Tambra and Marie and Antoinette and Letitia. Again, it was very choppy. I didn't understand why Letitia and Antoinette started arguing. She said basically the Bells ain't shit because Letitia ain't shit, basically. And I think she told Letitia she was full of shit, and she was like, "You need to leave. You need to go. You need to go." And so her and Latrice left, and Sogucci and Aikisha, they left. And then Tambra and Marie stayed back, and they had a conversation. You see, Tambra had blocked Letitia. She had took Marie out of her phone. When I tell you when we cut you off, we cut you off. I think that Tambra is just meeting and come to an understanding with Marie for the show. I don't believe that she trusts Marie. I believe that, like, her draws are torn, like the old folks used to say. You done rip your draws with me, so it's over with. You done tore your draws with me. That's what my grandparents used to say. You know the little sayings they have. You done tore your draws, meaning it's over with. Forget it. So I think Marie done tore her draws with Tambra, and it's over with. So um let's see. The men, they go out. Willie has a podcast. It's called Why Willie, but I want to ask, why does Willie have a podcast? with JJ? What are they talking about? Have any of y'all heard their podcast? Well, this is the first time they're going to have their podcast in person. But anyways, that's on later down the line. They go to the barber shop. I'm trying to remember, is that the right order? They go to the barber shop. Cliff and Glen sound like they don't fool with Willie and JJ, right? I'm sure that Cliff has, well, I know JJ and Cliff, they have like a unsaid tension between them, because we know that JJ's ex-wife was cheating on him with Cliff, right? So this man, you're on a show with this man, and this is the man your wife was cheating on you with. So I think he has, tension with him. And now that him and Willie are cool, I guess Cliff has tension with Willie. And he says, and then you know how they say Willie and Ikesha act like they're better than, right? Glen has already said that, and now Cliff is saying that Willie and Ikesha act like they're better than. I don't think Willie acts like he's better than, and I love what he said. He says, I have high standards. I have a standard. And if you are not up to that standard, I'm gonna say something. You may not like it. Period. I was like, oh, okay, Willie, girl. And I think once, when Willie first came on, I think he was like, these country bumpkins. I think that's how he was on. I think he really was on these country bumpkins. What the hell are they talking about? What did my wife get me into with these niggas down here? And then they also sit around and speak about relationships in a way that I don't think aligns with Willie's values. I think it's a little off. But he did get like offended when he told him that you're like a Belle, you're like a woman. Remember, in the world, in this society, that the worst thing a man could be is a woman, right? Or like a woman, right? And that's the worst thing that you can be. They'll kill you over some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, called him a Belle, right? And says, like, I guess he talks too much and you a Belle. And he was like, ain't no bitch in me. He was like, I don't have no bitch in me. You the one running around here looking like you got to go pick your kids up in your pink outfit. Girl, Cliff had on like a pink, like little matching outfit, right? Like pink pants. It was like a pinkish, cantaloupe-ish kind of color. It wasn't like fuchsia. It wasn't like pink like this. It was like a pinkish, orangish type of something. But anyways, they ended up leaving. But what's weird was they were at the barber shop where Sogucci's daughter's ex-boyfriend, the father of her child, where he works. We get into some of that. That was a really good scene. And I'm really glad that Sogucci was kind of like encouraging her daughter to go back into therapy. Her daughter was placed on a 5150 hold. Sounds like she was about to jump. That postpartum depression is no joke. Y'all got to keep an eye on women who just had babies, especially women who do not have, they're in their home with their children by themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's always good to keep checking on women who just had children, because postpartum depression can really have you standing on the bridge wanting to jump, right? You're not thinking about anything else, right? And then so Gucci was telling her daughter, you have your daughter, you have this and that, and none of that stuff matters when you're in a depressive state. um it doesn't matter. You can say all of those things. It doesn't matter. So good that she was in therapy. She says she's like stable now. Marie offered to talk to her. Marie offered, you can have my phone number, you can call me. I like the way they handled that scene with her in the baby shower. Not the baby shower, the birthday party. I like the way they handled that scene with her. And she came and sat down, and the women were talking to her about, just to call one of us. You don't want to talk to your mom, call one of us. I don't know if Marie, like how close Marie and Sogucci are, to where Marie can be a helping hand to her daughter. But you just never know how people show up in your lives and for what purpose. So I thought that was nice of Marie to do that. She said she just knows how it is to have gone through a lot, and so I guess she just wants to be there for her. So they are Glenn invites the men to New Orleans. They're going to go to New Orleans. And I think this is where they actually they like almost get into a fight because Cliff keeps trying to insult she they're trying he keeps in trying to insult Willie by um calling him a Belle, a woman basically. So hold on, let me see. Okay. So yeah, Selena keeps coming to the group events. She's gonna come to the brunch in New Orleans. So that's what's gonna happen. So after, let's see, after the men go to the barber shop, oh, that's what I was saying. The guy at the barber shop is Sogucci's daughter's child's father. And they still hanging out with him. I mean, well, they're not hanging out with him, but they're at his, I guess, his barber shop. I don't know if he owns the barber shop or what, but he was cut. That was funny when Willie came in. He was like, "You the one responsible for this man's haircut. You act like a woman. Ain't no bitch in me." And he told him he's full of baloney. And then he said that JJ is the red ring around the baloney. So him and JJ, now that they're together, they're going to do their podcast, and they're going to put the podcast, they're going to do their podcast in person. Um, I think it's awesome that they can do their podcast and be virtual. So they end up leaving. Okay, what's the next scene? Okay, so Latrice goes to I guess, a voter registration rally or a voter registration brunch or get together or something like that. And Tambra and Selena show up. I think it is amazing that Latrice is friends with the woman that her husband was the side dude for. Like, that was her side nigga. Like, your husband was your homegirl's side nigga back in the day. And y'all hanging out with each other. I just think that's weird. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she wants to keep her around to watch her. I don't know what the motivation is. But anyways, so Tambra said her and Marie at the end, off camera, they ended up coming to an understanding about what happened with the guy. And she was like, that's when you should have known. That should have been the red flag. A man contacting you, from my perspective, it still doesn't give Marie nothing Marie said for the reason why she went and talked to that guy was enough for me. It still wasn't enough. I just wouldn't be cool with you. So Damon is not going. I guess he's going to watch the baby while she goes to New Orleans, Tambra. So then that's when Marie goes over Lateshia and Glenn's house, and she says, "I don't know why somebody would try to kill me. I don't know. Somebody tried to kill me. Somebody shot up my house." Before that, Glenn tells Lateshia, is Marie coming on the trip, because it's a couples trip, and he was like, is she coming because she ain't got no man, and is she gonna bring her vibrator? Girl, the vibrator might do a little, probably does more work than you do. Yeah, she showed the video. Yeah, thank God nobody was home. That's crazy. So yeah, I love the scene with Sogucci and her daughter. They really had a really good conversation. They tried to make a charcuterie board, but it was nothing but fruit on it. Let me see a little fake ass charcuterie board. It had about 11 blackberries, about 6 raspberries. Oh, it had a few things of cheese on there, and some grapes, and some about 6 strawberries, and about 26 grapes, and some little squares of cheese, and those might be crackers right there. Okay, girl. Okay, so Gucci. So I wonder what happened with between her child's father and her. Um, she said the counseling wasn't helping. It may not be. She might need a different. type of therapy. Maybe the talk therapy isn't working for her. She needs a different type of therapy. She's like, she doesn't know what God wants her to do. She wants to find her purpose. Yeah, she's probably thinking like, I have this child, and now, I don't know, after all these generations, I don't know about these girls thinking that their relationships are solidified and then they have a baby. And what does Funky Dineva say? The quickest way to get rid of a nigga is have a baby with him. That's the fastest way to get rid of his ass. And what's sad is because a lot of these men have watched their mothers do it. They watched their moms do it. And so they were like, oh, I can have a baby. And I know that this woman is going to take care of these babies. I don't have to take care of them at all. So it is what it is. So then, let's see what happens after that. Okay, so Willie and JJ, they have their podcast in person, and they do it the first time. They go to a studio, and they have their producer there that's gonna help them, record and get the stuff down. But this time, Sogucci and Aikisha are there to have the conversation with them. So their conversation is a very, I like checked out. I was like, why are they talking about this? Being satisfied, or how many times they should have sex? How many times a week is sex? Is it healthy for them to have sex? Um, I don't know why men act like they need the woman's body to masturbate. I don't understand it. If you don't put your hand in your fist and get to going, because I don't understand. Like, so Gucci and Aikisha both talking about menopause and how they don't want to have sex. Um, they don't want to. It's not something. It was a little. Did I catch it? It was a little. Did you see it? It was a little. I don't know if it was a fruit fly. Probably was a little fruit fly, a little gnat or something. But anyways, um, this idea where you don't care about what the woman is going through is so fucked up, right? For lack of a better word. Um, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I think it's just a weak ass conversation. And I don't know why these types of conversations continue to happen. Like, there's no consideration that the woman's body is going through something and she does not want to have sex, but you're complaining, saying that you need sex 3 or 4 times a week or whatever. And then you have these women actually complying with it so that they won't lose their man to somebody else, who is actually going to give them the coochie whenever they want it. I just don't like that they don't consider, there's no consideration for what the woman is going through. Just need your body. I think about Mighty Mouse and Kimmy over there. This woman is dealing with breast cancer, going through treatment, and you still want to put your dick in her, like, and she's not in the mood. She has like poison running through her body, and you want to fill her with more of your poison. I don't like it. And I think it's so ridiculous that these conversations continue to be had, because these women are afraid or trying to figure out how they can please their man when they really don't want to. They're not in the mood to. But I don't know. I guess you're afraid your man is going to go cheat on you. So Gucci and Aikisha are talking about New Orleans, and so Gucci is saying basically, if Selena is coming to New Orleans, I don't need to be there. Aikisha says, well, I talked to her and she said that she didn't know if she was coming. So I don't know, because she didn't know she was coming to that improv thing and showed up, right? So I don't know if her and the producers and Letitia have this thing where we just keep telling So Gucci we don't know if she's coming, and then she pops up, right? I don't think it's cool. I think that I don't know if JJ is still, I don't know what JJ's issue with Selena is. I don't, can y'all tell me? I don't know what it is to where he's like, I don't even, it was okay for her to be around, but now y'all fighting, and I feel like Sogucci kind of lit the fire for that fight. You understand? And now JJ acts like he doesn't want to be around Selena at all. And then he's also not talking to the daughters the way he should be talking for whatever reason. Because I feel like whatever's happening between Sogucci and Selena, you should understand why your daughters don't want to fool with Sogucci. I mean, that's understandable. I don't. There's nothing. There's no like. He's being unreasonable when it comes to that. And Sogucci is saying, I don't want to be in the same space with her. Now we know that from Sogucci explaining that it's not required, so they can be in the room with each other, but she chooses not to. So, and that's just what it is. And she said she wasn't going to go anywhere where Selena is, and I don't know if Lateshia is doing that and the producers are doing that on purpose. It's the same way they do Melody down to Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know what is going on with this thing where you put people in situations that kind of put them in a fight or flight, and I don't think that that's cool. Leave that to Bad Girls Club. Let these women navigate in like real life. Don't create scenarios where when a woman is telling you, I do not want to be around this woman, and y'all keep bringing her around. Now, it's a group trip. Selena's in the intro. So Gucci has to understand that it is a group trip, and everybody comes on the group trips. Everybody who can come comes on the group trips. That's how they're gonna get paid, right? So Selena wants to get paid naturally, so she's gonna show up. Sitting them at the table together is a no-no. Lateshia and Marie play too much. Lateshia plays too much, and Lateshia needs to stop being the producer's pawn, because that's what it's giving. Why are you telling this woman that you don't know if this woman is coming, but then she shows up? But I feel like you should know that she's going to show up because this is a show. But like in real life, why wouldn't you tell me that she's probably coming? Furthermore, why the fuck would you sit us at the same table? That's stupid. That is so stupid. I don't know who decided to do that, but of course it's going to create conflict. And what's crazy is because my kid was asking me, he was like, "Are these shows aren't scripted?" I said, "No, they're not scripted, but their scenes are contrived." And when the scene is contrived, now you're just like watching animals in a glass cage react to a contrived situation. And I don't think it's cool. And then Lateshia, you have no business getting upset that Sogucci and JJ left your brunch because you set them at the table with his ex-wife, who his current wife are in court over some assault charges. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. I think it's irresponsible, and I don't know what's going on. This entire episode. Okay, so they're at the birthday party and they go inside, they're talking. I thought that was a cute scene. They're sitting down. Did Sogucci take the plastic off the floor? I don't know why Marie has them shoes on on the white carpet. Girl, what the fuck? Remember they had the plastic over there? They must have heard us talking about the plastic on the floor. JJ had the plastic over on the floor in that little area. Is that the same area? Oh yes, yes. Lateshia had a mammogram. They found something. She said it's really small. So whatever it is, they can go in and get it, and she hopefully will be cool. Tambra shares with her she's had several biopsies, and there's nothing to be afraid of. Don't have a pity party for me. Blah blah blah. So that everybody's like, okay, okay, okay. So she says she does feel better being able to talk about it. So Gucci shares with the women about what's going on with her daughter and how she was in a very dark place, how she had to be put on a 5150 hold, how she was in therapy. But I love that she encouraged, like, we need to get you back into therapy because you might be like, okay. So one thing that I learned about therapy is whether you're doing good or not, even if you decrease the frequency in which you go to your therapist, but you still should go. Like, even if you say, oh, like, I'm in a good place, kind of use it as maintenance, if you can afford it. I think it's really good to, like, how, even if it's once a month, if you were going every week, and you're feeling fine, switch it to every 2 weeks. If you're feeling better, switch it to every week. I mean, not every week, every month, right? Just go in, talk. That's what they're there for. Unload whatever you need to do. And, you know, whatever. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like you should not stop it. If you can afford to continue, it's not something that you should stop. Like, it's like maintenance. Now and then, if even if you're really in a good place, maybe you want to go once every 2 months, right? Every other month or something like that. I don't know. It's just, whatever is up to you. So when the daughter comes in, Marie does offer, her phone number and tells her, if you want to talk, sometimes we don't want to talk to our parents so much. um you know Marie might get in her head and be like, girl, you don't, because a lot of the, I feel like we're not getting into the reason why. I feel like it's postpartum depression, but we don't know what triggered it. They broke up, right? She had a baby and they broke up. That's like a lot of women's story. A lot of women's story is they have a baby, and what happens is, because you were raised or programmed to be male centered, right? So you put all this effort into getting this man, and he's the center of the universe, and you're this perfect maid, you're this perfect mule, you're this perfect mattress. You serve your man, you're submissive, and blah blah blah. You do all the things that you've been programmed to do. Then you have a baby, and something comes over you. For some women don't fucking care. They still are focused on the man. They don't even fucking care about the kids, right? But for some women, they have a child, and now all of their focus goes into that, and they start realizing that the environment that I'm in with this man isn't conducive to me or this child, right? Or on the other end, the man now sees that the woman is no longer centering him. It's all about her and this baby. While he wants someone running around with his last name, he still wants you to give him the attention that you're now giving to this baby. There's studies on it. You can go on Psychology Today and read studies on, we created that environment. This patriarchy creates an environment where the man is the center of the world. And when the baby comes, he is no longer the center of the world, and he starts to misbehave like a 7-year-old who doesn't get a fucking lollipop. And it's really bad, to the point where now he's not contributing, he's not doing anything, he's like taking it out on the child. And so now you're like, I don't want to be in this relationship, and then you end up breaking up. And then the cycle continues, the story keeps going. So Cliff stops by Letitia Pearson's office unannounced. He doesn't tell Latrice, he doesn't tell Glen, and he's sitting down with her. And basically, Glen has asked Cliff to go and talk to Letitia because he wants, to try this entrepreneur thing. I don't know. He bought a truck. I don't know what he's going to do with the truck. I don't know what kind of services he's going to provide as he's becoming an entrepreneur. I don't know. And she was like, well, why are you here? Why do you come to talk to me? Does Latrice know you're here? He was like, no. What? Tell Latrice that you going over there for what? And for, girl, and let me tell you something. Cliff don't want Letitia. He don't want her. The way that Latrice was acting on that bus, talking about, you went over there and didn't tell me. Girl, don't, if that's just an act, cut it out. Cause girl, Cliff don't want Letitia. He don't want her. Okay. Anyway, so she was like, what you doing over here? Why are you coming over here unannounced? What's going on? And why are you over here talking to me about what's going on in my business, the business of my marriage? You're over here and you know more about my business than I do. You know that. And then you see how Cliff tried to switch it up when she was like, how long have you known he quit his job? He was like, oh, he just told me. He just told me the other day. What'd he say? You making bad decisions, my brother. You got Cliff as your spokesman. Either way it goes, you ain't going nowhere, and he's gonna continue to do what the fuck he wants to do, and that's just what it is with Letitia and Glenn. That's just what it is. So he was like, y'all women just love money. She was like, no, no money, like security, like, yeah. I just had to get this woman together in the comments on Instagram when she says that a man's natural role and his purpose is to be a protector and provider. That is literally a flat out lie. I don't care what Bible told you that a man is supposed to be the protector and provider. If it was a man's nature, you already know what I'm going to say. If it was a man's nature to be a protector and provider, if it was in his nature and that was his purpose to come down on this earth and protect you, he would not be your greatest threat. Intimate partner violence rates wouldn't look the way that they do. If the man's natural role and it was natural for him to be a protector and provider, he would take his children when he left the wife. Fathers would get custody more than women mothers get custody. If a man's natural position and purpose on this earth is to protect and provide for you while simultaneously being your greatest threat, sounds like you need to go back to the book, honey.
You must think about that one again.
Because whatever, and if you all, let me add this. If you also believe that a man's role and natural purpose is to be your protector and a provider, if you are going around believing and you have accepted it as a truth, which is it's a lie, because if you have accepted it as a truth, you're living a lie. A man's natural role is not to be your protector or provider. A man's role and purpose in life is to self-actualize. It doesn't have anything. A man's purpose on this earth has nothing to do with you. And neither does yours. Your purpose on this earth has nothing to do with the fucking man or being in partnership with a man or finding a life partner. None of that is real. If you are running around telling women that a man's natural role is to be a protector and a provider, even in nature, when that's not true, the female does the protecting and providing in nature. They do. Yes. This idea where I want to rest in my this ain't no rest. You're the protector and the provider of all this shit. Haven't you realized that? Haven't you realized that you're the protector and the provider of the children, that the men aren't? Haven't you realized that? If you're running around here saying that a man is a protector and provider and that's his natural role, you are in compliance with the patriarchy. Do you know what kind of plans the patriarchy has for people with vaginas? Do you know what their plans are? For you to be a maid, for you to be a mule, and for you to be a mattress and provide DNA duplication, free labor and DNA duplication. That is it. Intimate partner violence rates wouldn't look like that. You're in compliance with the patriarchy and they don't have any plans for you. Period. See, he lied. He just told me lately. Lately is you a lately lie with your little patch of hair at the top. Cliff with his little patch of hair, little Cabbage Patch Kid with his patch of hair. I really want to see pictures of Cliff when he was younger. I bet you he was a motherfucker. I know he was. Little light skinned nigga with a little family money. Girl. Running around landscaping people's house, sleeping with people's wives and shit. Girl. I know he was a hell raiser. I know he was. In the South, you little high yellow nigga in the South, girl, sticking his dick in everything that'll move. She tells me a part about Glen that Glen didn't tell her. Now, Glen is you over there talking for Glen and you don't even know the whole story. He's like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. Glen set me up. He bought a truck. He said, I thought that y'all talked. She tells me a part that Glen ain't told me. Glen set me up. I ain't fucking with married people's business. You shouldn't have been fucking with their business in the first place. You don't want nobody fucking with yours. When you was grabbing Latrice's arm last season, everybody was on your ass. You don't want nobody in your business. So why the fuck are you in Glen and Letitia's business? The business of their marriage. While he wants to start another business, he can't even get the business of his marriage intact when he wants to be an entrepreneur. Be an entrepreneur about your goddamn marriage, nigga. He's trying to buy trucks and shit. I don't know what he's buying a truck about and what it's for. But what else are you hiding from me? No, it's not crazy for Glenn, and it's not crazy for just Sogucci and JJ to leave. Oh, and the Maurice banner is not there. They had Sogucci's banner, so they made a mistake. Anyways, y'all. Yes, you are responsible. It's your event. That's it. Jay feels how he feels about you, and I can't change that. You and I can be cool while we film this show, but after that, I can't change any of that. I can't change any of that. So that was the end of the episode, y'all. Y'all let me know. Did I miss anything? Hopefully, I got everything because I didn't take any notes. We was just going scene by scene. Okay. So take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.